It's Nolan. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know up front. Today, we're gonna be getting into some dark stuff in today's show, talking about Oakland rapper DaGod. Rest in peace. Unfortunately, she was slain out in the Bay Area over the weekend. We're going to get into what happened to her and what people are speculating as what led to um, the shooting that took place at this grand opening of a beauty supply store that was opening out in Oakland. This young lady, she was a rapper. She was an artist. She had been around for a little bit. And yeah, I want to try to be as respectful as possible to all parties involved. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to go ahead and preface this video and say, man, this hip hop stuff has gotten way out of hand. And unfortunately, lives are being taken on the heels of things that are going on in real life, you know what I'm saying? But also things that are being perpetuated in the music in a pretty grotesque way. And I'm going to get to all of that in a moment. Some of y'all may know the story of DaGod. If others of y'all that don't, just stay locked in because we're going to address as much as I possibly can due to the research that I was able to put in and find things. I don't know the complete story, and I don't purport to, and I really don't want to get to the bottom of the complete story because I don't want to find myself down a rabbit hole that finds myself in some BS. But we're going to cover this and, again, try to be as respectful to all parties as we possibly can, okay? So according to California news station KRON, they say a local female rapper was slain in a shooting in Oakland on Saturday afternoon during the grand opening of a beauty store. Another person was also injured on the heels of this shooting. The Oakland Police Department says that they are still working to identify the gunman. Family and friends gathered outside of Glamour Beauty Supply in Oakland on Sunday. Many were in tears as they paid tribute to local female rapper and entrepreneur DaGod. They confirmed to KRON4 that she was hit and subsequently died at a grand opening for the beauty store on Saturday. Tan posted on Instagram to her nearly 20,000 followers just before all of this took place, and she had posted a photo basically saying that she was there to support the grand opening and that she would also be there doing a meet and greet for her music. So she was there to support the owner of the beauty supply store. I've seen some people online saying that this was her place of business. It was not, at least as far as what I've found. I guess the truth will come out later, about on a grander scheme. But to my knowledge, she was just there as a support system, right? And she was allowed to come do the meet and greet there. Tan also promoted the event a week before, saying she would be at Glamour Beauty for a meet and greet. Shots rang out at the strip mall on 40th Street and Telegraph Avenue around 5 p.m. People ran into a donut shop nearby to take cover. A man who works there, who did not want to identify, described the chaotic scene. He said, "I heard some shooting. I thought it was part of their music." Because unfortunately, the sound effects that go into music, sometimes you'll hear certain songs and they have gunshots and ambulances and all that type of stuff. You'll think some real shit going on. But unfortunately, it wasn't the music this time. It was real life. Oakland police say when they arrived, paramedics found one victim who unfortunately passed away at the hospital. That was Tan. Another victim arrived at a nearby hospital sometime later. Police say that the person is expected to be okay. This is the other person that, is alive. They're still working to identify the gunman. As of Sunday evening, no arrests had been made. A man who works at a Korean restaurant nearby said he witnessed this happening. Bay Area rapper and philanthropist Mr. Fab posted about it, saying that he was also booked to be at this exact same event, but God had different plans to where he didn't make it. He also posted saying that he would always remember Tan as a hustling go-getter with a world of ambition, drive, and courage. Okay? Now, when this story first broke, it was definitely a sad story. Something that I stopped and I looked at, and, somebody that I respect a lot an artist and producer by the name of Glam posted about this. And Glam says that DaGod was actually her aunt. So she's definitely very close to the situation. They had a good relationship. And I wasn't privy to the backstory of DaGod. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into a little bit of backstory on her. So I was going about my day, and this Twitter user named Brown Skin Girly had posted about this situation, and she says, so she unalived her abusive ex-boyfriend that was a gang member. She went into protective custody, made a diss record about unaliving him, with him as the album cover, called Ex Wood Pack, with his face as a pack. She claims that she left protective custody, had this event, and this tragic incident ended up happening. Now, to be all the way clear and to be all the way fair, I do not know if she was really in protective custody. That's something that I've been trying to look and find. I have not seen any proof that she was in fact in protective custody. But the part about her being in an abusive relationship with an ex-boyfriend and unaliving him to protect herself, I do have verifiable proof that she's talked about that at length. The fact that she made an album or a mixtape talking about this incident, she did. And she actually did interviews talking about the situation because she was not holding back from telling her story and using it as a promotional / marketing tool. Okay. Now, again, I was not really familiar with the situation, and I've done some checks on YouTube. It seems that they're going to allow me to play the music. If they ask me to take it out, it's going to be removed. You know, I try to tell y'all this stuff in advance. But she released a visual album. I didn't know about this stuff. I wasn't privy to it. But as the details unfold, I'm like, bro, this is some crazy ass stuff. And I know most of y'all probably are not going to go down the rabbit hole or go investigate this thing. So I figured we might as well put all of the available details that I can find in this video now, so I don't have to revisit this subject later. I don't claim to be an investigative journalist or anything like that. We just talk about what's going on inside the industry. This came across my desk. At first, I just thought that this was just a random, tragedy. And as details have unfolded today, it's gotten a lot deeper. So here we are. Okay. If this is something you don't want to see, I totally understand. And I respect it. It's cool.
I'ma spin again, man, that shit became traditional. Cold parties, I'm a card individual. Left a nigga, he won't never get a call again. It's really snake, gotta watch who you call your friend. I'm the chosen difference is I get my all the win. Now I ain't red and black, I just call like bitch my Harley Quinn. I can't trip off hoes who got my old work. Nigga disrespect and then he got murk. I'm a boss, baby, I get way with her. I can call a nigga who got mo cheddar. Took a L, but I will never do that shit again. Demons popping out, little nigga, I can call it in. Top op, queen pen, I can get it in. Double back if we miss for the fucking win. I can catch a Rico off these moves. I can break a nigga cause I'm smooth. I can talk a nigga out his shoes. I can break the bitch like she knows. Bitch got ran down on for the principal. From my judgment of a man, that shit is inadmissible. I'ma spin again, man, that shit became traditional. Cold parties, I'm a card individual. Yeah, I'm a card individual. Yeah, I'm a card individual. Yeah, I'm a card individual. Yeah. I can't have who I want, I just pick and choose. I'ma do a lot of shit, but I can't lose. Please don't call my phone if it ain't blues. I don't follow nobody cause I make rules. No, a bitch ain't think she had the one up. Kissing on a nigga who ate my butt. Spoil a little bitch, I got what I want. And I ain't see no bitch cause I'm in the front. It's the bitches that be hating for me. And I got a couple dudes that was waiting for me. Sorry to the niggas who got planned for me. And I saw a couple dreams they was waiting to see. You couldn't touch it till I gave it up.
right, y'all. So I made an executive decision not to play the entire visual album. I hadn't listened to the whole thing. I thought that there was going to be some sort of I don't know what the hell I thought it was going to be. But out of respect to the deceased and the family of the deceased, and I'm talking about not only Miss Tan DaGod, but also whomever the guy was. I mean, he was a real person. He has a real family. I'm not going to play the whole thing. We decided not to do that. But basically, you got the gist of it, right? She was a DV survivor, right? And she made a project where she talked about the situation. And of course, y'all have been here on my channel before. Y'all know my heart goes out to DV victims. I do not support that shit. And I definitely stand with women that have gone through that situation, right? But not only did she do this project, like I told y'all before, she went on somewhat of a press tour doing interviews talking about the situation. I was able to find one where she went on a platform called Kid L Podcast. And she didn't give a lot of details, but she did speak on the situation. And I want to pull this up so that y'all can see her speaking on it. And then we'll kind of come back and have a conversation afterwards, all right?
Which means that he doesn't exist right now.
Long as a bitch got legs, I stand on everything I said. I be smoking on my ex. That relationship is dead. I don't never feel the shade, but I see bitches got a shed. I ain't worried about my ex. I put that pussy on his head. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like, dead ass nigga, like, you're dead. Like, dead. That shit dead as fuck. Dead.
Are we talking about like literally, or are we talking figuratively? I don't know what the hell's going on right now.
Lord did tell me not to talk about it.
Okay, you shouldn't talk about things like that on a podcast.
But fuck them. We rich.
Okay.
Nigga, what y'all gonna do? Look at his face.
Wait.
He like, let me drink some water.
There's certain podcasts that I think this would work on. Okay, well, expand.
Right here, live in the flesh.
Okay, well,
You're the first person to talk about it with me too.
I'll take.
You
This is the
breaking the
first time
news.
I'm breaking those kind of.
Breaking
Well,
his
we'll
barriers.
talk about some serious stuff for a second. Was it like an abusive relationship or something? Did it get to the point where like you had no choice?
Yeah, it's like you ain't got no choice. Like sometimes you really don't have a choice. Like I know females that never had a choice, and they was just dude popping up and threatening the whole family, and you know, and you know where people live. And I think about it, I'm like, you know where my loved ones live? You gotta go. you got to go. Especially if you got the audacity to threaten them. What? You threatening my people? Everybody gonna die. Oh, is we? I'm gonna show you what it bees like.
That's the trippy part I always see. Like, if somebody has an attempt on your life one time, but you love that person, it's like you never
gotta
know
get 'em.
when's the next time it could happen. You always I always trip out about that.
You gotta get them, or they gonna get you.
All right. This is some sad shit, man. You know, because on one hand, it's like you want to support this young woman based on the fact that, number one, I mean, she's no longer here with us. Number two, she was in a DV situation where, you know, clearly this guy had the upper hand on her and she had to take the opportunity, I guess. Because the way she's talking about it, she's being very playful about it. In the music video, she's being very playful about the situation. It seems as though, I don't know, I don't know her. Don't know anything about how she was in her personal time or what type of therapy she really needed to do, or, you know, if she was haunted by anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that. I can't speak to that. I would think so. But for her to come out and be so playful and be so kind of jokey about such a traumatic experience, such a harsh reality that she had to go through, it's actually very disheartening, especially when you bring it into the context of this being a part of hip hop now, because she's not the first person to either unalive somebody or be associated with one of their enemies getting unalived. And for whatever reason, it's been taken to the music to where, excuse me, these artists that have problems with other people, when they find out that their so-called op is no longer here, they make songs about it. Or if somebody that's affiliated with them is the one that, you know, actually went out and did the, you know, the killing, I guess you could say, they'll rap about it and taunt the other side and taunt their families, taunt their loved ones. I mean, we just recently saw the Julio Fulio guy, you know what I'm saying, where he claimed that he had did something to somebody, and he was out here sharing his location and telling people where he was going to be at. And unfortunately, he ended up getting unalived. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what it is. She was 27 years old. I figure somebody at 27 would have a little bit more compassion, have a little bit more understanding and maturity going on, to where you wouldn't make music that's taunting the situation. I understand if you felt like you had no other choice. You got to protect yourself, right? You have to protect yourself. You have to, at the end of the day, self-preservation is absolutely a thing. And if you felt like your life was in danger, or you felt like your family was in danger, or you felt like you were dealing with somebody who could possibly try to, you know, take you out one of these days, I understand that. But it's the insensitivity. It's the joking manner, right? It's the smoking on the pack during the interview, like continuing to do that. There's another interview which I won't show, where she went and actually was carrying around a makeshift tombstone, where she was promoting this and saying, you know what I'm saying? It was just, it's just really unfortunate, disheartening, disappointing. And unfortunately now she's no longer here to tell that story anymore. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, people are alleging that she was under witness protection. I don't know how true that was, because she was out here doing interviews. She was out here moving around. I know for sure the interview where she had where I saw that she had the little makeshift tombstone, that was filmed here in Atlanta. She's a, you know, Bay Area artist. I don't know if they brought her out here. Probably not. So she's been moving around doing other things. She's got other freestyles. She was in Cleveland. She was in other places. So she's been maneuvering and going to different platforms. So I don't know how real that story is, that scenario is, of her being in, you know, witness protection or PC or whatever, protective custody. But nonetheless, she's been out here antagonizing the situation. Even when she says, and the guy asked her, you know, how are you moving about out here with no type of retaliation or a form of anything going on? And she was like, we'll find out on September 23rd or whatever. It was assumed that was the trial date. No, that was actually, I don't know if that was the trial date or not, but I do know that was actually the release date of the EP or the mixtape that she dropped, talking about Smoking My Ex Wood Pack. And I think that's what she actually meant, was we'll find out on September 23rd, like, if anybody's going to feel some type of way, if anybody is going to, you know, try to get at me or anything like that. And unfortunately, here we are saying RIP, and you know, her family is mourning, right? You got to also keep in mind, she had people out there that rocked with her and wanted to actually meet her, and family that was out there when this thing took place, this incident took place that ended up taking her life. So I can only imagine what type of trauma that had to be. You know what I'm saying? Just to not only bear witness to a shooting, but for your loved one, somebody that you know, helped raise, and they're taken right in front of you. I don't know, man. That's some wild stuff. But she literally was taunting the other side, like, hey, what y'all gonna do? She literally was saying this in another interview. So I don't know what it's gonna take to kind of reel this thing back, to kind of change the narrative, change the expectation of what it is to be a hip hop artist or a rapper, to kind of tame some of this stuff down. Because again, All of this stuff happens in real life. You can erase the music, you can take all of that away from the situation. We're still going to have violence. We're still going to have disagreements as human beings. People are going to up the ante, up the score on each other. I get all of that. But the way we glorify and magnify all of this stuff in the music, especially when you really have real life enemies, people that would like to do harm to you and people that you've harmed and you know what I'm saying? And you're rapping about that and you're making like direct references to real life situations that could incriminate yourself or someone else. There's only really one way two ways. You could kind of move around like DaBaby. You know, DaBaby is rapped about people that he's unalived and nothing's really happened to him. It was always self-defense. It was assumed that she was moving in self-defense in her situation. But on the other side of it, again, that other person has people that love them, care about them. That person has, you know, they say that he was an alleged gang member. So there was definitely people on his side that would have loved to have gotten revenge, and she continued to poke the bear. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen a survivor just outright come out in this fashion. It's sad. It's fucked up. I don't know what was going on with her mentally. She seemed like a very charismatic person. She could rap a little bit, you know what I'm saying? She had a bit of talent, you know what I mean? She could write, she could, you know what I mean? So I think if she would have just stayed the course and just continued being an artist and just made regular music, I think her day would have come. People loved her out there. Mr. Fab knew about her. He supported her. They was close. I don't think that poking the bear like that was necessary. And it is assumed that this this tragedy was performed in retaliation. We don't know that to be 100% true, but that is the running story. They said there was a man with a black hoodie that just came in, boom, 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 and got up out of there. It wasn't like some freak accident. It wasn't no Trump type shit. Like, he got in, he got out, and it seems that he did exactly what he was aiming to do. It's just sad all around. You know what I mean? So at this point, that's what we've got. I will say R.I.P. to DaGod. I will say condolences to her family and friends. Love and respect to y'all. But outside of that, I don't even really know what else to say. So I'm going to go ahead and sign out. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. We definitely need some shit to change out here. We definitely got to get a hold of our youth out here. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit is out of control. It's insanity. This is pure insanity to think that this is the world that we living in and that we've adapted this into the hip hop culture to where now this is being deemed as acceptable behavior and she ain't the only one. Far from the only one. I mean, I've covered other instances of rappers literally talking about, I did this to somebody on a record and they end up getting, you know what I mean, meeting the same fate. And I'm trying to use my words carefully for, YouTube guidelines and stuff like that. So again, at this point, I don't know what else to say, but rest in peace and love and light to everybody. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Much love and respect. I'll catch y'all a little bit later. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but you run no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.